Hi, my name is Karen, and I work at the Centerville Regional Library. Today, I will be introducing you to some American Sign Language, also known as ASL, which is the official language used by our deaf community here in America. But before I begin, here's a little bit of backstory. When I was in elementary school, I was first introduced to American Sign Language thanks to an alphabet card that showed how to sign the manual alphabet. From there, I was hooked and wanted to learn more. So in high school, I took my first ASL class, which is where I studied it for 3 years, and then I went on to major in American Sign Language in college, where I studied both the language and the culture as a whole. And while I didn't become an interpreter like I thought I would, I do still use the language on a semi-regular basis, whether I'm talking with friends or helping patrons here in the library. And I do lean on my knowledge of the manual alphabet and on fingerspelling if I've forgotten what a sign is or if I don't know what a sign is. So on that note, I will be introducing you today to the manual alphabet and fingerspelling within American Sign Language. Please note that American Sign Language is a fully developed language in its own right. It has its own grammatical structure, words and signs that differ from English, Spanish, and other spoken and sign languages. So it is not simply English on the hands. If you'd like to learn more about American Sign Language, I would highly recommend taking a class. And if you would just like to pick up some of the basics, the library does provide resources for learning ASL, both in book and online formats. Links to that information will be provided at the end of this video. Now let's begin. Here is the manual alphabet. We've got A, thumb up along the side, A, palm out, tuck your thumb in, and you've got B. C looks just like the letter. D, put your fingertips of your thumb against your middle ring and pinky, have your pointer up, and you have the letter D. Rest your fingers on top of your thumb for E, F, just drop your finger to one side, you've got F, G, so pretend you're doing a little inch, and here's G, drop the thumb, put your ring finger out together, and you've got H, your pinky up is I, take your pinky and draw the letter J in the air. So J. Take your thumb, put it between your pointer and middle fingers, and you've got K. Put your thumb out and pointer up, and you've got the letter L. Tuck your thumb under, 3 fingers, and you've got M. Thumb under 2 fingers is N. And then make an O. You look through your hand like you're creating binoculars. That is the letter O. Do you remember what the sign for K is? That's right. You put your thumb up between your middle finger and your pointer finger. But this time, drop your wrist and you've got the letter P. So O, P, up is K, down is P. Q, remember I had you like you're marking like a point of distance, just like G. Well, just drop your wrist and you've got Q. So G, Q. You cross your fingers. You've got the letter R. make a fist with your thumb on the outside of your fingers, and you have S. Put your thumb between your pointer and your middle finger, and you now have the letter T. 2 fingers up, you've got U. Up. Now you've got V. Add another finger, and you've got W. Now, you put your like an S, but with your finger up, and bend your finger down, and you have the letter X. Kind of like you're making a hook with your finger. That is X. Put your thumb and pinky out, and you've got the letter Y. Now take your pointer finger and just draw a Z in the air, and you've got the letter Z. Got that? Let's try it all together now again, one more time. We've got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Great job, everyone. Now, did you all notice how, when I was demonstrating the manual alphabet to you, how I kept my hand at my shoulder and chin level? And how I was not bouncing my hand like this with each change in letter that I signed? By not bouncing your hand and keeping it steady, it makes it easier for the person you're communicating with to read your finger spelling. For example, which is easier for your eyes to track? Is it when I sign, or when I sign, which looked easier to read to you? Well, smoothness and steadiness of your finger spelling will come with practice. And by the way, I was spelling C-A-T, cat. Another thing, did you notice which way my palm was facing while I was demoing the alphabet? For most of the letters, my palm was facing towards you because you are who I am communicating with. So palm out makes it easier for you to read what I am spelling. For comparison, which is easier for you to read? This or this? Palm out, again, is the easier one to read for you to see. So while you learn, I would recommend practicing with your palm facing the direction of the person you're communicating with. A mirror would be helpful in this case. This way you can see what you're signing while still keeping your palm facing the correct direction. For practicing the manual alphabet, I would not recommend simply just running through the letters in alphabetical order all the time. Like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Muscle memory, as it has for me, would kick in, and you might find yourself needing to run through the alphabet every time you want to remember how to sign a specific letter. Instead, practice by manually spelling out different words, like your name, or say the names of different animals, or the days of the week, different foods, or any other word that you feel like spelling. If you've got spelling words that you have to learn, and practice spelling them on your hands. So in American Sign Language, what you're doing is called fingerspelling. And this is the actual sign for fingerspelling. Grammatically, fingerspelling is primarily used to introduce proper nouns. For example, when I introduced myself at the beginning of this video, I fingerspelled my name, which is Karen, for Karen. I also fingerspelled the name of the library where I work, which is Centerville. Now, another use for fingerspelling is when you don't know what the sign for something is. At that point, you can simply fingerspell what you're trying to say or to ask how to sign something, like to say, how do I sign cat? Or you can ask, what is the sign for cat? By the way, the actual sign for cat is cat. Like you've got whiskers on your face. Now, when you're first learning American Sign Language or how to fingerspell, and if you happen to be interacting with somebody who is deaf, if you don't know how to sign, how do I sign, and then fingerspelling the word, and you don't want to fingerspell the entire sentence of how do I sign cat, pausing between each fingerspelled word to indicate the beginning of a new word, you can simply write back and forth on a piece of paper, or you can text back and forth. Both of those methods are completely acceptable forms of communication with somebody who's deaf if you do not know sign language, or if you're still just learning and need to ask questions as well. One other thing is, in order to practicing in front of a mirror for you signing is wonderful, just so you can see what you're doing. But at the same time, you're going to want to practice your listening, or in this case, receptive skills, and taking in what is spelled and signed through your eyes. So if you have a friend who is also interested in learning how to fingerspell or to learn American Sign Language, try practicing with them so you both have a chance to practice your expressive, i.e. your signing skills, and your listening, or should I say receptive skills as well. As promised, we will have a list of resources listed at the end of this video with how to find books and online resources where you can learn American Sign Language through the library. Again, we have books, we have Rocket Languages, and we now have signed stories through Overdrive, where you can see both the story in front of you and illustrations in front of you, hear somebody reading at the book, and you can see a performer signing the story as well, all in one story. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you had fun. And once again, let's try the alphabet one last time. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now you know your ABCs. Next time will you sign with me? See you next time, everyone.